Hey, what's going on, y'all, man? I'm gonna talk about this. Did y'all see this? Did y'all see the union put out something called "We Choose to Fight"? Let me clean off my camera a little bit. Did you see the union put out something called "We Choose to Fight"? As if they had some type of choice. Look at this. Look at this. If right now the union is choosing to fight, then what were they doing before? I always thought that the union is supposed to be a given, that a union was supposed to fight. Like, that goes without saying. What's the other options if you choose not to fight? I mean, come on. Come on. We choose to fight. I mean, during our contract, we seen that they didn't choose to fight, obviously. When it comes to discipline, they don't choose to fight. When it comes to women's issues, they don't choose to fight. When it comes to the systemic racism inside the MTA, they don't choose to fight. But when it comes to this, I gotta keep putting this up. When it comes to that, they choose to fight. And let's be clear. The only reason that they choose to fight is because next year is an election year. They are smart enough to know that any type of layoff will affect the election against them. This is the first time they ever came out with a narrative that we choose to fight. But it's only for their own selfish agendas. Why didn't they choose to fight after we lost all the co-workers that we lost inside the MTA? That's why they didn't choose to fight. Because it didn't fall within an election year. I mean, to say that we have a weak union leadership is an understatement. It's past weak. It's embarrassing. It's pathetic. You know, a whole bunch of sellouts. And then, you know, with the MTA wanting to cause all these layoffs and things of that nature, why isn't the union arguing the fact that their whole capital construction never stopped, even though they claim that they're in a state of emergency? The MTA whole capital construction budget was based on future revenue. So they're supposed to get 25 billion in new taxes. They're supposed to get money from congestion pricing. They're supposed to get 3 billion from the state and 3 billion from the city, and about 8 billion from the feds. They never got that money because of this pandemic. But the capital construction never stopped. It never stopped. We choose to fight. This bothers me. This bothers me to the core. And you know, they not even making no noise about the MTA talking about reducing service. Reducing service, having less trains, less buses, means that the public, there will be no social distancing. We will be at grave danger again. And it's against the safety of the workforce and the people of New York City. Why the union is not trying to have a force of us with the riding public? I don't understand why they never want to make us allies with the riding public. This union is moving backwards. They don't care. The only reason I keep telling, I got to beat this in y'all head. The only reason they care to fight is because these layoffs fall within an election year for them. That's the only reason they care to fight. They didn't care to fight in 2010 because in 2010 when the layoffs happened, they was already in office. It wasn't no election year for them. It wasn't an election year for them. So they wouldn't care. But another thing that's weird about this flyer is that why is Utano relying on Samuelson for help? Why this local is powerful and have the sufficient resources to wage a fight back against the MTA? Let me see. He said, I saw it, fam. It was ridiculous. It's past ridiculous. It's past ridiculous. And the fact that they saying that that they got a choice, right? The fact that they think that we choose. What's the other option? What is the other option? You choosing to fight. We choose to fight. What is the other option? Somebody need to ask Utano that. You choose to fight. So what's some of the things that you guys chose not to fight for? Oh, I get it. You chose not to fight for masks when we were dropping like flies during the beginning of this pandemic. Yeah, you chose not to fight. You guys choosing not to fight to ensure that workers got social distancing within crew rooms and bus depots and things of that nature. Yeah, you guys are choosing not to fight. You guys are just doing whatever the MTA hand down to you. That's what they doing, man. That's what they doing. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. I'm telling you guys, like when I first came to Local 100, I thought I was a part of a powerful situation here. I thought I was a part of a union that don't take no junk. I thought we was powerful. Boy, was I fooled. Was I fooled about the things that transpire here inside Local 100 with this week leadership. This weak leadership. I mean, why aren't they organizing and mobilizing now? At what point do the fight back start? You know, the fact that they keep saying that they choose to fight shows you that at some point in time, they wasn't fighting. But for this particular instance, they choose to fight. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. This leadership shows you what not to be in the union. They give you the perfect example of what not to be like if you want to be a union leader. What not to be like if you want to be a part of a strong union. They give the perfect example of that. This union leadership does not show you what it's like to be a part of a strong union. They don't. They don't. But you want to know what? Part of that is our fault. You know, people get away with what people allow them to get away with. You know, we allowed them, this administration, to get away with lackluster performance for over a decade. For over a decade, we've been allowing them to get away with lackluster performance. We don't hold people accountable. We give away our hard-earned dues money just for lackluster representation, and we don't ask for nothing. We don't demand anything, and it's our fault. It's our fault. You know, man, we need new leadership. We need new leadership desperately. If you got more than a decade here to go, you got to get on board with this new leadership, man. Because this old leadership is not going to work for us. It's real. These layoffs coming is real. And for people to say, oh, no layoffs is coming and things of that nature, the layoffs happened in 2010 for far less. For far less. It's real now. It's not only real here in the MTA, it's real across in the world. It's real in the United States. And for the union to put all their cards on Biden and say, you know, Biden is pro-transit, Biden is pro this, there's no guarantee that Biden is going to give the MTA the $12 billion that they're asking for. Yeah, he could be pro-transit, but he probably be like, yo, we got to give everyone else. I only could give you guys half of that. That means the MTA is still going to make cuts. That mean the MTA is still going to make cuts. and we are still in trouble. And let's not get it confused. Utano and them, I guarantee you, they're going to come with a narrative. They're going to come. They got a couple of narratives planned out already. The first narrative is that if there are layoffs, right? Now, the MTA want to lay off 9,367 people they want to lay off. If they able to keep off, I would say, let's say 3,000 people get laid off. The first thing the union is going to say is that, you know, we fought back and we kept away layoffs and we did our job. That's BS. That's BS. There should be not one layoff in the MTA at all. Any layoff is a loss. We're not playing that game. Oh, you know, they wanted this and they didn't get the 9,000. They got 3,000, but we saved 6,000 jobs. That's not good enough. That's not good enough. We're not going to accept that as an excuse. It's just not going to happen. We are in trouble. We are in serious trouble. I don't understand how this stuff don't make you guys upset. To the people who got 5 years or less, you guys should be pumping out these videos. You guys shouldn't be silent. Something has to be done. Something has to be done. There should be no layoffs in this company. Next month, we're going to find out what titles and where these 9,367 layoffs are going to happen at in New York City Transit. Maybe then that's when you guys will wake up. Maybe then that's when you guys will wake up. But there should not be not one person laid off. This company makes too much money. They squander their money. They waste a lot of money. They waste the taxpayers' money they spend $11 million every 2-3 months on lawyers. You guys hear how that sound? They spend $11 million every 2 to 3 months on legal fees. They spend a lot of money targeting employees through investigations. They don't pay us all our wages. They save a lot of money with that. There's no reason for the MTA to be broke. None whatsoever. And the fact that they want to make savings on the back of the people who keep this company afloat 24/7, that can't happen. That can't happen. But it can happen when your union leadership put out flyers like this saying that we choose to fight. I just want to know what's the other option. That should be a given. If you're in a boxing ring and you're a boxer and you saying that you're a boxer, you get in a boxing ring with someone, fighting is what you're supposed to do. In fact, us as a union and unions as a whole, the gains we got were fought for. You had to fight for those gains. These companies and these bosses didn't say, hey, you know, we want to be nice today. We're going to give you guys 4 weeks vacation. Hey, we want to be nice. We want to give you guys 12 sick days. Hey, we want to be nice. We want to give you guys holiday pay. Hey, we want to be nice. These companies didn't do that. The unions had to fight for that. So for a union like Local 100 to say that we choose to fight shows you that they haven't been fighting this whole time. And they obviously didn't fight for a contract with the poor raises that we got. But like I said, if you're a boxer and you get in the ring, you're supposed to fight. That goes without saying. That goes without saying. So if you're a union, you're supposed to fight. That goes without saying. Why are they telling us we choose to fight? Man, I mean, I'm telling you guys, being a part of this union is so embarrassing. And it's not so much the union, because I'm proud of what the union stood for at one time, but I'm not proud of our union leadership at all. I'm not proud of them. I really wish they put together a strong fight back against the MTA. I'll be all for. I'll be in the front of the line, without a doubt. I'll be on the front of the line if they really was about a fight back against the MTA regarding these layoffs. But they not serious. I mean, look what they did for our contract. They had someone dress up as a bear. They brought out, matter of fact, they brought out a bear balloon and saying, "Don't poke the bear." This isn't cartoons. This is our livelihood we got going on here. Don't poke the bear. Don't poke the bear. What you mean, don't poke the bear? They take our livelihoods as a joke, because you see these guys right here, they're going to get 2 pensions. They're going to get 2 pensions. Utano is going to get a pension from the MTA and the union. Samuelson is going to get a pension from the MTA and the union. But y'all see this, man? Garbage, man. I don't even know why I wasted my ink printing that up. This is, I'm telling you guys, we are in trouble. We are in trouble. We need to find a way to unite. And I'm talking about like minds, because I don't believe in 100% unity. I think that's a falsehood. There's no such thing as 100% unity when you have so many different agendas and unions and people, different backgrounds. Some people don't care. There's no such thing as 100% unity. But I would say is that we have been uniting with a whole bunch of like minds, people who care about if they're going to have a job tomorrow, people who care about discipline, people who care about women issues, people who care about systemic racism in this company. I'm happy to say that we have been linking with those type of like minds. But there's no such thing as 100% unity. Don't fall for that. Don't fall. I wish it was, but never in the history of life, not in the Bible, not nowhere, there was a such thing as 100% unity. You unite with like minds. That's it. With like minds. That's it. Even in our union, there's not no unity. There's not no unity at the top. Like, you got union leadership siding with the MTA on certain issues, abandoning their members. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Now, only thing I'm going to say is this. Look, next year, it's going to be real. It's going to be real. Everybody going to be affected. If we don't get that money, I don't even know what's going to happen. I know, like I said in my last show, You know, the retirees is probably saying, oh, I only got a year left, 2 years, I'm good, I'm out this joint. Well, they messing with you guys' health benefits. They messing with retiree health benefits. So yeah, you're going to retire, but you probably ain't gonna have no health benefits. How good is that? And a lot of people who leave this job leave with, you know, sicknesses and illnesses. So you need your health benefits. But it's gonna be crazy out here, people. It's gonna be crazy. I don't believe I don't believe the union said they choose to fight. We have no real representation in this union. We have none. Like Utano is weak. He can't even talk properly. You know, he can't express himself. He don't look like he's disciplined. You know, and he don't care. He doesn't care. I give Samuelson a little bit more credit. You know, Samuelson, he could think on his toes. He could speak and get his message out there. He could fire you up, but he's not about that action either. That same type of energy that he's saying that we choose to fight, they did that same thing in the airlines. He did that same thing with the airlines this year. And they made him put out a video. The airline bosses made Samuelson put out a video apologizing because he lost in court and he had to take back what he said, and he apologized. So even when they do decide to fight, they come back with their tail between their legs. We are in trouble, people. We are in some serious trouble. You guys need to share out this video, man. I'll catch y'all guys.